Hello and welcome to Season 7 of Zedcraft. I always really enjoy the first few days on the server. Everything is new, everything is fresh. Survival is actually a challenge. And so to begin, I first harvested some wood, made myself a pickaxe, mined exactly 3 stone, made myself a better pickaxe, then fought the urge to litter with my original pickaxe. Then I mined a whole bunch more stone so I could make a few more tools and a couple of furnaces. The goal here is to be able to go caving for a while, so I started harvesting a lot more wood, mainly for charcoal, but I always like to make sure I'm carrying some wood. You never know when you'll need a crafting table or sticks for tools. I then took to the sea on the hunt for food. Salmon is by far my favourite early game food. You can usually find a lot of them, they're easy to kill and they respawn quickly, unlike most passive mobs. And so now, I've got some basic supplies, a nice amount of charcoal, a nice amount of food, some picks, some wood. I've found 0 iron so far, but that's absolutely fine. So while we do some caving, I'd like to talk about my plans for this season. So firstly, why am I doing a Let's Play? Well, for those of you who've been watching the channel for a while, you will know that for my first maybe 40 videos, something like that, I never spoke once. All of my original videos had text on screen or were just showing some contraption that didn't need a voiceover, didn't need an explanation. But the problem with that is it's quite limiting what you can actually make videos of, because some things do need an explanation, some videos benefit from a bit of talking. So one of my goals over the last few months is to get more comfortable about recording my voice. And I've done some videos where I read from a script, so I maybe build something, design something, then read back a script, record that, and include that in the video, which is great because if I mess up, I can just re-record it. It still took a while to get to that point and to be comfortable enough, but it was a good first step. Ooh, some mobs. Welcome to the day 1 lag. So once I achieved that first step, the next step was to get more comfortable recording my voice live. So talking as I'm doing something, getting live reactions, that sort of thing. And I've still barely done that on any of my videos. And it's a skill that I want to have. You know, it's something I want to get better at. I want to be more comfortable. And so the main reason to do a Let's Play is to get better. Practice is the way you improve at something, and I'm not going to be brilliant at it straight away. But as long as I'm still within my comfort zone and I'm having fun, then it's absolutely fine, you know. Ooh, that's dangerous. I have 4 iron. Is this going to go down here? Oh, these are the worst caves. No, I don't want to have anything to do with that. I will take more coal though. So yeah, the main reason to do this Let's Play is to get better. I also really enjoy watching Let's Plays. I like to see people's thought processes. You know, if someone's building something or designing some redstone or building a game or something like that, it's really cool to see the whole process start to finish. You know, when did they come up with the idea? How does that idea develop? What mistakes do they make along the way? Do I really want to go down there? I can't tell if there's a cave down there. Let's do it. The slowest mobs in the world. I am completely safe. Hey! Maybe not completely safe. So this does go down. This was a good decision. Oh. That's why I need to smelt the iron. I need a shield. Okay. So let me just block this off. And we'll smelt up this iron. So here's our friend. There we go. I do like having the torches in the offhand, but I might stick with the shield for now. One of the other benefits of making a Let's Play like this is I think it will motivate me to build a base. The last 2 seasons on Zedcraft, I have failed to build a base. I've just had an area that is, a storage area with some basic farms and that sort of thing. But this season, I'm going to be motivated, and I have some interesting base plans. So a few months ago, I saw a post on Twitter. It was this pixel art colour wheel, and it's just an absolutely gorgeous piece of art. All of the colours I think would work very well in Minecraft with the blocks that we've got. So I'm going to take inspiration from this colour wheel that I've seen and build a colour wheel themed base. So the idea is I'm going to build it in the end, and one of the reasons for that is just I enjoy building in the end. The last time I had an actual base, it was in the end. And there's something just quite relaxing about being in the end. Yes, there are endermen everywhere, which is a bit of a problem, but they are really the only threat other than falling off the edge. But yeah, the plan is to have a large area where I can build a giant circle. There will be a square that fits in the middle of the circle that is the size of an in-game map. Build itself will be bigger than an in-game map because the circle will go around the square. So it's going to be quite a big build, and there's going to be 8 sections. Each area will only have that one colour. I've just realised that I've somehow ended up in a ravine with no armour and all these areas where something could fall on me. Oh good, this goes down even further. So yeah, the base plan is going to be this colour wheel design. Building in the end poses a nice challenge. If you want to do something, for example, with villagers, you have to figure out how to get the villagers to the end. And I find farming things in unexpected places is a bit of fun, Even if it's just like a wheat farm, it's still more interesting to have a wheat farm in the end than it is in the overworld, right? So there's going to be this disc with these different colourful areas, and then underneath the disc there's going to be farms and storage and practical things that, aren't part of the aesthetic of the build. Oh, let's talk about an upgrade. I am indestructible. And when it comes to the farms that I'm going to build, I have a bit of an interesting plan with how I'm going to do it, because I've never really built efficient farms, like overpowered farms, those farms that are like 10,000 items a second and all that nonsense. That's not really my vibe. That's not a goal of mine. However, one thing that I would quite like to do is I have this base theme with the 8 different colours, and I would like those 8 different colours to compete against each other. So for example, you could have a sheep farm where you've got 8 different colours of sheep, and every episode, for example, I could count how much wool each sheep harvested and award like gold, silver and bronze, make it like an Olympics. Even though it's random, like there's no skill involved. It's not like some of the sheep have been trained to be better than the other sheep. It's just, it's just a bit of random fun. But it's something to make the farms a little bit more interesting. And I think for some farms, it could inspire a bit of creativity. So instead of having like 8 different sugarcane farms and just measuring how much sugarcane each one produces, I could maybe build something into the redstone where when the sugarcane reaches the 3rd level to trigger the observers, each observer could then score a point, right? So if the red observer was the one that triggered the whole row of sugarcane, then the red team is awarded a point, right? The end result is kind of the same, but, I think that could inspire me to be a bit more creative when it comes to designing those little farms. And honestly, I might just have the colours compete in every possible way. Like, if I'm doing something and I'm getting some resources, then I will try and figure out a way to get 8 different outputs that can compete against each other. I just think that adds a little bit of fun. Did I just hear a baby zombie? This is fine. This is fine. Day 1 lag has its pros and cons. Now, another thing that I have planned for this season is minigames. Minigames are my favourite thing in Minecraft. I've made a lot of them in the previous 4 Zedcraft seasons. We have our own gaming district here, so I have a number of plans for minigames this season. To tease you with a couple, I want to make a raid minigame. Okay, we want to get a record here. This is perfect. The lag will help us. The problem is I don't know how many times I can hit this creeper, and I don't want the skeleton to go away. Where's the skeleton going? I can hit it again. I can't hit it again. Great, maybe next time. Who's going to win? Place your bets. The zombie should win. He's close enough. I'm quite disappointed. Oh, terrible. He only got 1 hit off. Hey, I better not die now. Whoa. That's quite the cave you've got. So another game that I want to make is a fishing game. And I want to basically over-engineer fishing. So I want to make the game as complex as I can. I want it to be fun and easy to play, but when it comes to the details of the game itself, I want it to be as complicated as possible. And the last game I want to mention now is Connections. So anybody who does the New York Times Connections game, that's the one I'm talking about. And I've made it in Minecraft before, last season, and I'm hoping I will have that done by the end of this episode. Because the cool thing about a puzzle like Connections is you don't necessarily need to be on the server to play it. So you will all be able to play along as well. The details of that will be at the end of this video. Here we go, full iron gear, full iron tools, and I'm just going to use up all of these stone tools. There we go, all used up. So now I think my goal is to just get diamonds, get obsidian, get some good supplies, and I do want to make a starter house today as well. Oh, hello there. Are we okay? Are we friends? Okay. Not a fan of you. Why is it always a baby? Uh-oh. Can we just send you down there? Oh! Okay. No feather falling is an issue. We're fine. We're fine. All is good. Do we have a I didn't think he would see me so quickly. I was just going to say, do we have a skeleton nearby? I'd love to get a disc. Ooh, gold. And this takes us a bit deeper. Please be a real cave. Okay. It goes somewhere at least. Please be a real cave. Please be a real cave. Please. It's almost like I'm strip mining at this point. Ooh, redstone. Oh wow, with these shaders that looks lovely. So I'm using Complementary Reimagined. That's the shader pack I'm using. And there's a setting in there. Let's see if I can find it. So yeah, under Performance Settings, we have this Advanced Coloured Lighting. Any block that gives off light that is a certain colour, like I think glowstone would give off a yellow light, and the green frog lights will give off a green light. I just think that's a really cool effect. I mean, just look at that. It's so cool. And since I'm building a base that involves a lot of colour, I thought that would be a really cool thing to have. Ooh, does this open up? This looks promising. Wow. I'm scared. Yeah, this cave is more like it. Oh, this is exciting. Did I just hear an Enderman? Would you like to get in the boat? Yeah. No pearl. That's a shame. Oh yes, look at this. This is fantastic. And then let's just poke our head in. What do we have here? I'll take a diamond horse armor. Okay, we've got another 2 creepers. Do we have a skeleton anywhere? Hold on. We do! This isn't the ideal situation for it though, if I'm completely honest. Come on, come down. Yes. And then I'm going to hit you once. You took a tiny bit of fall damage. I'm going to hit you again. Okay, you need to stop. I'm going to hit you again. And now... No, don't blow up. Now, I just need the skeleton to shoot. Come on. Yes! Fantastic. You have done your job. And which one did we get? Oh, we got a good one as well. I like this one. First diamond used. Oh, hello. Did you want to party? Maybe we will take this somewhere safe. The temptation to explore further is just... Yep. What's the harm in just peeking inside a little bit? A name tag is nice. And they might actually need B-troop at spawn. Okay, I'm going. I hear more noises. There we go. Freedom. Now here we are in our residential district. You see this amazing hillside here. We can see some builds starting to pop up around. This is a community area where everyone builds like a starter home. And last season, I built a 2-dimensional starter base. So I really enjoyed that idea, but I don't want to do the same thing again. So I'm not going to build a 2-dimensional build in that way, but I'm thinking I could build in these 2 dimensions. I will probably use 3 blocks. I will have a floor that doesn't have any functional blocks in. It's just, the base of the build. I will have a roof on the second block here, and I'm hoping I can maybe get like a slight triangular shape. Everything functional will be in the 1 tall layout inside this plot. So I have gathered up some wood from our starter farms area, and I'm just going to see which trapdoors would work best for a wall. So one of the problems with most of these trapdoors is they are see-through, which works well for a window, but it doesn't work well for a wall. So I think we'll probably go with the classic spruce trapdoor for most of the walls, and then we will have maybe some oak windows every now and then. So for the roof, I'm thinking we could have some trapdoors on the edge here, maybe even lower down. So you see how we've got kind of an angle there. And then we could maybe have some slabs. But I'm wondering, would campfires work? So you see how campfires are not quite as tall as the slabs. So you see here, we have this kind of gradual rise. So we might just have to aim for slabs in the middle. So if we have like a 3x3 of slabs here, that kind of more looks like it has a curved shape to it. Let's try... I wish I could add another trapdoor like snow layers. But I think that could work. And then on this side we would do the same. You see, I think that looks quite good. And then for the actual walls, we could do more spruce things here. A window. I think this is starting to take shape here. So then for the entrance here, I'm wondering if I could have the wood kind of facing this way. So if on the inside we do something like this, we then can't use these spaces for anything, but I think that looks good from the inside. And then if we come to the outside, I still think that looks good. We still can't get inside unless we had an elytra. So I might need to do something like this. So we can now crawl inside. So you imagine we had this roof over the whole area, we would be crawling the whole time in here. So because we've got this trapdoor here to kind of aid this shape here, we then can't have a trapdoor against that wall. And I'm going to have the same problem on this side because we have this down here. I think this side is more important, so I think we will definitely want to keep this shape on the outside. So imagine we've got a couple more here, which means that we would want to have walls like this on this side. So you see, this is nice and clean. And then on the front, we will probably have to sacrifice this one to then have a complete wall. So it doesn't quite look as good. We don't have that double layer here to aid the gradient. But that is the main idea. I think this works really well. So now that I've got that roof designed, I think I'm going to fill out the floor. And here it is. Here's the base. Okay, here it actually is. The world's flattest starter base. I am very pleased with how this turned out. And I will give you the full tour. First, to enter, we come in here. The perfect size entrance, I think. And I like to imagine that these are impressive pillars that are holding up the roof. On the right hand side here, we have a nice storage setup. On the left, we have some furnaces, some more utility things. In the back here, we have the master bedroom. I haven't figured out exactly what will go here. But then here is the main feature, a full level 30 enchanting setup. Now, I have also built something up here on this hill. So last season, one of my favourite things of the season was a worm adoption centre. So this was a place where there were a bunch of worms up for adoption, all made out of different materials, and different people on the server came along and adopted their own. And I built mine a portal in last season with the hopes that he would make it into this season. So now I'm going to leave this here, and hopefully we will see Sid, the obsidian worm, again in Season 7. I mentioned earlier in the video that I wanted to turn all my farms into some kind of competition, where 8 different colours battle it out to see which colour is the best. Well, one of the things I love to do in the early game of Minecraft is fish. You get some decent resources for the early game, a bit of XP, and it's nice and relaxing. So, I have set up this little contest area here. I created this scoring system, so you can see treasures score 5, tropical fish also score 5, and then some other things score 2, 1, and so on. Most junk items don't score anything. I decided to set this up where I would catch 100 items with each colour. So you see here, we have 8 different lanes to fish in, and each one caught its own things and has its own score. Now, so far, you can see I've done 90 rounds of the 100. So we can see how the scores are looking so far. Now, Cyan fans, I've got bad news. Unfortunately, Cyan has been in last place the entire tournament, and I don't think there's much hope of that changing. In the lead, we have Blue, who stormed off in the lead at the very beginning, but if we look over here, Yellow is actually not that far behind, and they did just catch a treasure on their 91st fish. So now, let's do these final 10 rounds. 800 items have been reeled in, and the scores have been totalled. In last place, expectedly, is Cyan. The rest of the colours not on the podium were fairly close together. In third place, we have Purple, in second, Yellow, and our winners with a dominating score, the Blue team. So that means the Blue team will get a gold medal and will get 4 points in the overall scoring system. Now, the way that will work is every single way that I can think of having 8 colours compete, I will do, and every episode there will be an update on how the scoring is going, which colours are doing the best. So do pick a favourite, pick one to cheer on. Maybe you want to cheer on Cyan. They are now the underdog of this game. And Blue are clearly the favourites to win it all. And for those curious, these are the 800 items that I fished up. Look what we have here. Sid has returned, the obsidian worm. Sid will join me on some of my projects. I'll take him around with me. I know we're on a multiplayer server, but it's kind of nice to have an Unreal companion, if that makes sense. And now, the last thing I want to show you is our gaming district. We opened this up last night. We can see our Tetris Willy the Worm has helped us open the portal. And if we just step inside here, we are now in another dimension. We have a separate dimension for all of our minigames. And this season's Willy World is a little bit different because we have a number of different islands to build games on. So we have built this temporary teleporter here, which takes us to the very first island. And as you can see, we already have a couple of games popping up here. And this game here is mine, Minecraft Connections. If you've played the New York Times Connections game, you will know exactly how this works. If you've also seen the TV program Only Connect, it's very similar to that as well. And so the way this game works is there are 16 clues here on a board, and your goal is to group these clues into 4 groups of 4. So there is an answer to this board, which is exactly 4 groups of 4, no duplicates in any group, every clue gets used. And now this season what I've decided to do is I will also be uploading these puzzles to a website, so anybody watching these videos can play. Now, if you are on the server, there is what I'm calling the hard mode, and that is where you will take a book from here, you will write down the 4 groups that you think of, and what you think those categories are, and you will submit it in this chest here. So that's the hard mode, because you're not getting any feedback as you're solving the puzzle. There's no obligation to do it that way though, and the website that's for anyone to use is the easiest way to play the game because it gives you some feedback. This here is puzzle 1, which I will show details in a little bit, but down here we have a tutorial puzzle. So this I'm calling puzzle 0, and I'm actually going to open up the website now to show you how that works. So now here you can see the online version. So this is a website which is linked in the description. The tutorial puzzle and puzzle number 1 will be linked down there. Feel free to pause the video now, give the tutorial one a try, and then come back and watch me explain how it works. And feel free to let me know how you did as well. So the layout here is very similar to what we saw in game, where we have these 16 clues. I do believe the website randomizes these each time, so it won't necessarily be the same signs that you saw in game. But we have these 16 clues here, and we need to figure out the 4 different groups of 4. So it may be a bit overwhelming at first to just look at all of these words staring at you. But what I like to do is I like to go through them one by one and try and find things that might fit together. So if you find a pair that goes together, you can then look for 2 more things that will fit that pair. And here I see target blocks and hay bales, which are both made of wheat. And we do have wheat here. But looking at the rest here, I don't see anything else that would fit in that category. So I don't think that is correct. Now, if we keep target selected, we do have some redstone components here. So pressure plates can be used to trigger redstone, a lightning rod can, a daylight detector can, and an observer can. But you notice how this is now highlighted a different colour. That's because we've selected 5 things and we're only wanting groups of 4. So my best advice when you've got a group like this is to try to find something in this group of 5 that fits another category. So if we keep lightning rod selected, I have noticed that we have this block of copper. Now lightning rods are made of copper, so maybe there's a copper theme here somewhere. So I'm looking to see if there's anything else made of copper, and we do have the brush, which is made of copper, and we do have the spyglass, which is made of copper. So if I click submit now, that shows us that we got it correct. It tells us the name of the category, and it tells us the 4 things we selected. And now we're in a good position because we have eliminated lightning rod from the redstone component group. So if I select observer, pressure plate, daylight detector, and target, and submit that, we have our second category submitted. So we're in a good position now. We only have 8 clues left. And I am seeing a theme here. I see a lot of words that have grass in the name. But unfortunately, we have 5 of these again. But since we only have 8 things left, I can be quite confident that the other 3 clues will go together. So now I need to figure out what links these 3 clues together. And I know that wheat, bamboo, and hay bales are all used to breed mobs. Wheat is used for a few different mobs like cows, bamboo is used for pandas, and hay bales, I believe, is for llamas. So now I just need to find the clue that fits this group, and I see seagrass, which is used to breed turtles. So if we select that and submit it, we get items used for breeding, and now that we've only got 4 left, we can't lose, and we know what this group is. Types of grass. So once you have won, you will get this board here, which shows you how well you did. Because we didn't make a mistake, we just have the 4 rows here. And you can copy these results and share them around. But now I would like to show you what happens if you make a mistake. So if we reset this board, and let's say we wanted to go with the redstone components again, but we included the lightning rod. So let's say we went for these 4 and we clicked submit. It tells us that we were 1 away. So that means 3 of the things are grouped together, which is a nice hint. It doesn't tell you which one is not in the group, but it does at least help you narrow things down. You will also notice it says 1 incorrect at the bottom down here. If you want to play it like in the New York Times Connections game, once you have made 4 mistakes, you have lost. However, in this web version, you can make as many mistakes as you want. You can keep trying, so feel free to play it however you want. And here is the first real puzzle for you to solve. So we have 16 clues, which are Depth Strider, Wither Rose, flint and steel, bow, goat horn, burn, axe, fire aspect, fireball, skull, vex armor trim, flame, blade, archer, mace, and sword. The link to this is also in the description, and I will reveal the answers in the next episode. Now, if you made it this far, thank you very much for watching. Please do give me some feedback on the things you'd like to see from this series. It's a brand new format for me, and there's a lot of different things I can show you from what we do on Zedcraft and how I play the game. So any feedback is really appreciated. Thank you again for watching.